Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is OGR Game 18, baby! As the Edmonton Oilers went up against the Winnipeg Jets and walked away with a big 3-2 victory. And what a game this was for the Edmonton Oilers. There's a lot of positives that we're going to be talking about in today's episode. With just about everyone in the undressed having a great game. Connor McDavid, Jesse Puljujarvi getting a goal in tonight's game. The defense playing great. Mike Smith playing great as well. And also the refs. They were absolute trash. I think that was like the biggest topic out of last night's game, because especially watching the game, I felt like it was definitely ruined by the refs and the amount of calls that were called. 6 penalties for the Jets, 5 penalties for the Oilers. It was an absolute joke, especially in the first period. Legit, Nuge got a slashing penalty right off the get-go. Then Nurse took 2 high sticky penalties, and the one wasn't even a fucking high stick. The one wasn't even a high stick, and then Jujar gets sliced in the face and is like, yo, bro, I'm bleeding. Like, I just got high sticked, and the ref's like, oh, I didn't see that. But either's got high sticked, and it wasn't even by Nurse, it was by his own player. Like, the ref didn't even see it. I know he didn't. I know he didn't see it. He just called it because Ehlers was on the ground like, my face, I got slashed by my own player, not another slash me, ah. I'm joking. Winnipeg Jets fans, don't take that too seriously, but I love Nikolai Ehlers. But the rest were honestly a joke last night, and it was the biggest storyline out of last night as well, because right off the get-go, we're having to kill 3 penalties, and of course Mike Scheifele does capitalize on one, but it was a joke. The penalties that were called throughout this entire game were not penalties. Especially for the Winnipeg Jets side too. Like, I'm not saying that every penalty was bad against the Oilers. There were some bad calls against the Jets as well that I was looking. I'm like, how the hell is this a call? The amount of missed interference penalties, they did a really, really bad job at setting the tempo. And as a ref, I know if you set that tempo bad, the rest of the game goes like crap, and you're having to call penalties 24/7 because you didn't set the tempo well. And these refs didn't set the tempo well for how they were going to officiate this night. They did miss calls. So that means most of these players, the Jets and the Oilers, took capitalize of that. Right? There was a lot of missed interferences, a lot of missed high sticking, and not even just that, the offsides were terrible. The amount of late offsides that there were, the amount of horrible, like, not even offsides. I don't know why these refs are so itchy triggers. And then especially when one play where Mike Smith covered the puck, he had it, and then Peralt and Lowry were just jamming away, jabbing at Mike Smith, and the ref took forever to blow the whistle. You're supposed to, once you see that goalie, it's like one Mississippi and you blow the whistle. That's it. You don't want a scrum in front of that net, which is what happened. There became a big scrum between Lowry and, like, who was it, Nurse and shit, and Archibald, right? That needs to be stopped. That cannot be happening in the game. I love brawls. I love that type of stuff. But as a ref, you don't want that. But as a ref, you gotta know, like, hey, I gotta blow this whistle earlier before this brawl happens. They did a horrible job of setting the tone, and the NHL has to talk to these refs, because that straight up, this game was ruined by the officiating, and it would have been a very good game. The first period was really entertaining. There was a lot of high-speed, high-tempo hockey, which we'll get into now, but the refs really did kind of ruin this game with the amount of penalties. They wanted to dictate how this game ended up, and I mean, the good thing, it didn't end up being a lot of power play goals for the Jets or the Oilers, as both of them only scored 1, which we're going to be talking about the Oilers power play as well. All right, let's take a look at how the game went, though, except for the officiating, as Jesse Puljujarvi got the first goal of the game, his 4th of the season. This was a beautiful one, and this is one that's kind of showing you the chemistry between McDavid and them, but this was also showing how well we were playing right off the get-go. We were absolutely flying with all cylinders. Every line was doing this. Every line was attacking the Winnipeg Jets with speed, and that's what they did. Puljujarvi made a nice pass over to McDavid. McDavid fed it right back over to Puljujarvi, and Puljujarvi shelved it. It was honestly a beautiful goal to start the game off, and it was a momentum booster, right? You wanted a big goal against Hellebuck right off the get-go, and that's what we got him. And then Leon Draisaitl with a beautiful snipe with his 9th goal of the season, assisted by Ennis. And I was a little skeptical about taking Ennis out of the lineup, or away from the Kara and Archibald line because they've been so good. But honestly, this was actually a very, very exciting line between Ennis, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto. They were really buzzing. Ennis was passing the puck. He was having some speed with him. Same with Yamamoto. Yamamoto was all over the place, forechecking hard, playing good defense, taking away the puck, generating some opportunities. I wish Yamamoto got a couple points tonight because he honestly deserved the way that he was playing. He was playing a fantastic game, and I hope he continues. And then Mark Scheifele there on the power play gets his 8th of the season. It was a nice shot there from Scheifele. Smith was a little bit screened, and Mike Smith wasn't able to get it. And what can you do after like 3 in a row penalty kills that we were having to do? Like, it was absolutely insane, the amount of penalties that were called on us in that first little bit, especially after the 2 first goals. It felt like the refs were against us, especially with those garbage calls that they were calling. Going in the second period, Leon Draisaitl scored his 10th of the season. That was the only goal in the second period. That was on a power play. McDavid almost lost his balance. He was able to get it back, got the puck, made a nice shovel pass over to Nuge. Nuge took a shot, and then it landed right in Leon Draisaitl's hands, and he got his 10th of the season, hitting double digits. Which also, I forgot to note that the first point of the night, Connor McDavid got his 500th point of the season, which was an absolute huge milestone, tying up Sidney Crosby for the same amount of points in the same amount of games, which is absolutely amazing to see that for McDavid. I wish he was able to beat Sidney Crosby, but if you're able to tie up with Sid the Kid, that's even historic in itself. So great there for Connor McDavid. I think Leon Draisaitl also got his 450th point, and Dave Tippett with this W got his 600th win of the season. So a lot of historic marks coming through with the Edmonton Oilers this year, tonight. And then Neil Pionk getting an absolute howitzer from the point to start off the third period. But the rest of the game, the Edmonton Oilers really shut down defensively. I was really happy about this game. I cannot believe Evan Bouchard only played 9 minutes, and it felt like I didn't really see Evan Bouchard out there very much throughout the night. He did have 3 giveaways. He definitely, I don't think, was playing the greatest night in the world. And Kuku was actually having a really good night, but Evan Bouchard didn't get very much time. Nurse, Barry, they were given most of the minutes. I didn't mind them. Barry made a couple mistakes here and there. Same with Nurse, like they usually do. They make mistakes almost every night, but definitely not the greatest night from them, but definitely a better night than what we've seen in the other night. And Larson and Russell actually one of my favorite pairings throughout the night. They played a nice shutdown defensive game, especially against the Winnipeg Jets, where we needed that kind of shutdown hockey, and they gave that to us, which I liked, and it's what we needed. We needed that shutdown hockey from those two guys, and I was kind of surprised they didn't put in Caleb Jones instead of Chris Russell. But when we see Ethan Bear, most likely we'll see Caleb Jones. But also, I've been hearing rumors about Matthias Ekholm, which I might make a video later on talking about this weekend. Maybe talking about the thought of maybe bringing in Matthias Ekholm and what that would do for the team, because I would love Matthias Ekholm, honestly, on the team. We need a veteran leadership. We really don't got that with Chris Russell, but I mean, he's a bum out on the ice half of the time, and he did good tonight with Adam Larson, but Adam Larson really did carry that defensive pairing. Adam Larson, ever since the start of the season where he had a couple rough games, Adam Larson's really came into himself and has really been just that solid top four defenseman that I've been kind of imagining about for, this is the Adam Larson I know, that could play good defensive hockey and really could lock it down for the Edmonton Oilers, and that's what he's doing, and that's what I love him to do. And then Mike Smith, another great game. He was really on top of his ball tonight. Every penalty that the Oilers took, he was ready to go on that PK. He made 9 saves on the power play out of 10. He only let in 1 goal on that power play. He was absolutely amazing, so I hope he continues doing the way that he's doing. And the Archibald, Kara, and Cahoon line honestly wasn't that bad either. They played a very good game. I don't think I could hate that line. I think I liked every other line on this team last night. The only player I really didn't like is Kyle Turris, but I mean, I haven't been liking him since game 1. And also, Tippett, I love that you won your 600th game, but I still don't understand why you're throwing Chason on the power play. This still makes no sense to me because the power play is still struggling. We don't get as many goals, and I mean, yeah, we still have a decent power play percentage, but we're not scoring goals on it, and Chason is not the guy. You're playing Puljujärvi less minutes on the power play, and same with Yamamoto. I'd rather have Yamamoto and Puljujärvi playing majority of the time on that power play. Why the hell are we playing Chason? Yeah, he got 2 goals last night, but he's a fourth line guy. He's not a power play specialist anymore. He's losing that touch, and you can see it out there. He's getting very bad luck. Yes, there's some bad luck out there, but he's just not the proper guy for the power play, and we need to change it up. We honestly need to change the power play up a bit. It's getting too stale. And we've seen it near the end where it was starting to generate, but honestly, it's getting really fucking stale, and we need to change that power play because it's not working very well. And I mean, Evan Bouchard would be perfect for that power play. Man, a lot of people have been saying that, but he would be. He would be way better than Tyson Barrie and way better than most of the players here on the Edmonton Oilers on that power play, and same with Puljujärvi. I think Puljujärvi would be great on that power play. He generates a lot of things, and same with Yamamoto. He's a chippy, small little player that loves to get in front of the net, so why not play him on the power play? I love that you guys are giving him PK time. He's doing great on the PK, but I would love to see him play a little bit more on the power play and not giving Chiasson 6 minutes worth of power play time is an absolute joke, and I don't think we can continue to do that if we want games. So this weekend, we got a big weekend upon us. We got a back-to-back. On Friday, we got the Calgary Flames, and then also we got the Calgary Flames again on Saturday. So it's a back-to-back of the Battle of Alberta, and it's a pretty big one for the Edmonton Oilers. This is one where we kind of want to win, especially since we're third place in the division. The Flames do have a lower winning percentage than us now, since they are point percentage since they lost to Vancouver the other night. So they're going to be looking to get a bounce back victory. But I think if we go out there, we play a really gritty game, and we play hard, we should be able to pull away with a big victory against the Calgary Flames. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. I was very impressed with how the Edmonton Oilers played, so I hope they continue to play well, and I hope we continue to dominate. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.